Hi y'all, welcome and welcome back to this video on advantages and challenges of feminist ethical theories. In this video, we're stepping back to evaluate the strengths and challenges of the feminist ethical frameworks we explored in the previous lesson. Because feminist ethics is not a single theory but a constellation of approaches, it brings with it a wide range of insights as well as a variety of debates. This diversity is part of what makes the field powerful, but it also means that feminist ethics must constantly evaluate its own assumptions and methods. One of the central advantages to feminist ethics is its emphasis on power. Traditional ethical theories often treat moral agents as isolated individuals making choices in environments free from social influence. Feminist ethics challenges that idea by showing that moral life is embedded in institutions, relationships, histories, and structures. These approaches ask us to consider how access, opportunity, and social position shape the moral choices available to people. By focusing on structural forces, feminist ethics highlights moral issues that might otherwise remain invisible. A related strength is the attention given to marginalized perspectives. Feminist ethics insists that ethical understanding improves when it includes voices that have historically been excluded from philosophical conversations. This does not mean that any single group holds all ethical truth. Rather, it means that moral knowledge expands when we consider a broader range of experiences. This emphasis on standpoint and lived experience helps reveal blind spots in traditional theories and encourages more inclusive approaches to ethical inquiry. Another advantage is a focus on context and relationality. Feminist ethical theories argue that moral decision-making cannot be separated from the concrete conditions of everyday life. Relationships, social roles, histories of oppression, and community dynamics all influence how people understand and experience moral problems. By grounding ethical analysis in lived reality, these approaches challenge overly abstract moral systems and encourage more responsive and practical moral reasoning. Despite these strengths, feminist ethics also faces several challenges. One common critique concerns standpoint. While emphasizing marginalized perspectives can enrich an ethical understanding, critics argue that it can also create difficulties. Whose experience should be prioritized? How do we avoid treating groups as monolithic or assuming that all members share the same moral viewpoint? Feminist theories themselves continue to debate how to acknowledge social standpoint without oversimplifying complex identities. Another challenge has to do with universal applicability. Some philosophers worry that feminist approaches, especially those rooted in particular cultural or historical conditions, may struggle to offer ethical claims that apply across diverse societies. Supporters respond that all ethical theories emerge from particular context and that feminist ethics is simply more transparent about its origins. There are also questions about method. Because feminist approaches come from different traditions – liberal, radical, Marxist, socialist, multicultural, global, ecological – they sometimes use different assumptions and analytical tools. Critics sometimes claim that this creates inconsistency. Advocates counter that diversity of method is a strength rather than a weakness, allowing feminist approaches to illuminate moral problems from multiple angles. A final challenge concerns practicality. Structural critique is essential for understanding moral problems, but some critics argue that feminist ethics does not always provide detailed guidance for individual decision-making. Others respond that ethical guidance requires understanding the broader context in which choices are made, and that feminist approaches help clarify those contexts even when they do not give step-by-step instructions. As you reflect on these debates, it's helpful to see them not as problems to be solved once and for all, but as signs of a healthy, evolving philosophical field. Ethical theories grow when they respond to critique, refine their assumptions, and expand their scope. Feminist ethics continues to adapt as new voices join the conversation and as social conditions shift. Alright y'all, that's all for now. If you're interested in more videos about philosophy and ethics, take a look at the videos posted on our channel. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.